Hello. Hi everyone. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hi. Rita Kunluki. Tumi's Pajamas. Freddie Rigo. Cheap Z Storest. Hi guys. How's everything going? How's your Sunday? Hi Fred. Hi Frederigo. I hope I pronounced that right. He almost sounds like he's got a hello. Hi Timmy's Pajamas. Hi, how's everybody doing? Hi Comfy Mama. Hi. How are you? Hi, hello. Hi guys, I'm just waiting for the numbers to go up a bit and then we'll start. Hello. Sorry guys, we're just about to start. Just a bit and we will be there shortly. We will be starting any minute now. I'm so sorry that this is starting out later than planned. I had to sort out some things, some personal stuff. Okay, so we'll start now. Hi everyone. My name is Folakemi Oloye. I am the CEO and Creative Director of Teal Harmony Nigeria Limited. Teal Harmony is an interior design and renovations company based in Lagos, Nigeria. And I've been your host for the last couple of days, like a week and some. I've been your host on the designer's perspective, and this is conversations, conversations about how can we stir change in our industry, how can we ensure that our clients are, protected, and also how can we make sure that they are, whatever fears that they may have, we are taking that into consideration and as much as possible, mitigate against those fears, allay those fears, and make sure that people are more comfortable, because like whether we like it or not, design and architecture, we all live in a design space, we all eat out of it, so it's very important that we're having these conversations, and that's the basis of this. So this is designer's perspective, and today we have, so all this while, we've been bringing people that are established. They've been in the business for a while, but today we wanted to hear the perspective of someone that, their business is 2 years in the industry, and just to be able to see, let's hear it from a different perspective, and see what that is. And on that note, our guest today is Alex. Alex is the CEO and Creative Director of Lignum Design. His name is Alex Efeyini. Sorry, one second, my earpods just fell off. Oops, they're far. Okay, his name is Alex Efeyini, and he's our guest today. He's owned his company for the past 2 years, so they've been established 2 years. And like they say, 2 years is, when you do your business and you've crossed the 2 year mark, okay, so that's like we're now established and saying that we're now a business. And then they said, after the 5-year mark, you can now say, okay, if you survive the 5-year mark, you know. So we're having conversations around this, and we're seeing how to ensure that our businesses thrive and do better and survive 2, 5, 10 years and become veterans in the industry. So that's what this conversation today is about. We're looking at it from a different perspective altogether. So I'll just wait for Alex. Alex is the CEO of Lignum, and immediately he makes the request, I'll patch him in. Oh, I'm seeing a few people. I haven't seen them in a while. Hi, Olive House Interiors, Lignum Designs. Hi guys, Stephanie, Yomex, Interiors and Architecture 2019. Regina Odara, Morenike was on the show earlier in the week. Morenike Malay, hi. Ush and Architect Sheyi, hi guys. Gold Ray Interiors, Andrezini, Architect Toye, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Mr. Mike, James Stud Interiors, Ayofet, Emerald Uch. Okay, so Lignum, please, just the request to go on live, please request it. Hi Andrezini, how are you? Andrezini was our second guest. He was the second person that came on, and just thank you to everyone that has been very nice, kind, gracious to accept the invite and to just share and be honest and have healthy, constructive conversation. So we're just waiting for Lignum Designs. Immediately he makes the request, we'll just patch him on to come live. Just give me a minute. My earpods fell off and I need to pick them up. Okay, Alex, there is, if you scroll all the way to the top, when you first joined, you will see like a write-up. Yes, exactly. So request to go live. I will patch you on, but I just need to quickly pick up my AirPods that fell off. And hello.
Hi, Kemi.
How's it going?
Fine, thank you. I'm so sorry. I think I'm old school. I've been online since, and I didn't know I needed to make a request. I do apologize for keeping you waiting.
Oh,
Apologies
no.
to everybody.
Please, no, not at all. I think the truth is, prior to doing this, it's not like I'd gone live before, so I totally understand. It can be very weird and odd. So yes, but you're in landscape mode. Do you think you could change?
Oh yeah, sorry, apologies. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn this around.
So both of
because
us
I have
are
my
now
earpiece on the same page.
exactly. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, great, Alex. So introduction.
Okay.
Let's start with introduction.
Right. So I'm Alex Efeyini. I'm the creative director of Lignum Designs. We are actually an interior design company. We're focused on space planning, renovation, and of course styling of spaces as well too. Prior to this, we're 2 years old. I started off as an event designer. So we did a lot of work for a lot of corporate organizations in the past. After so many years, I said to myself, listen, I wanted to try out something different. I wanted to seek a new challenge and express myself a lot more in the creative perspective, if you get what I mean. So I then came up with Lignum Design.
So it's interesting. A lot of times there's this challenge that we see, on the team, and one of the boxes was, have you ever been confused with people confusing event decoration with interior decoration? So sometimes people will say, oh, interior decoration. Okay, if my child is doing this party, can you help us put something together? Have you ever encountered that before?
Okay, so if you'd ask me, I think there's I mean, there's a wide gap between being an event designer or stylist as against being an interior designer, really. I mean, I can remember back then when we used to plan a lot of events, both for corporates and weddings, as the case might be as well. You know, as an event person or an event designer, as the case might be, you tend to do a lot of setting up and tear down. Set up, tear down, set up, tear down, which obviously can be very monotonous and stressful at the same time. We have a lot of sleepless nights trying to do all of these things, working hazardously, working with time, working with different vendors, you know, right from food to the entertainment people and all that, you know. So, I mean, but for interior, you know, interior is more structural. You know, you have structural spaces which you style and you design and would stand for a long period of time, you know, that would stand the test of time, as against, oh, after this number of hours, you take it down. No, it will stay for a long period of time, and then you could choose to want to style it up again if you're tired of the space, or, you know, do something. But obviously it's more structural and lasts longer as a space.
Great. I was going to ask you this question, but someone has asked this, so I'll take the person's question.
Okay.
Fred Erigo says, question from me. Why did Alex decide to leave event space and delve into design?
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier on, I come from a family of, would I say, designers or creative minds. My dad my dad is, I'm saying was because he's no more active in
He's not
service.
doing that anymore.
Yeah, so he used to be a design architect.
Wow.
Used to be a design architect. Yeah, so he used to build and design a lot of nightclubs and
Wow.
and
You've got some strong genes, Alex.
he did a lot of those. And when I was young back then, I remembered every time I always had to join him to the site. He had this pilot case he carried along with him where he had all his floor plans and all whatnot. And then, you know, I'm at the site with him. He has his breakfast in a basket, and, you know, so I mean, coming from that background, and, you know, having to find myself as an event person, you know, I knew I had more to offer as against just, you know, planning events. I just got tired of that space, and I was looking for a fresh challenge in line with my level of creativity. So it was a lot easier for me to just say, hey, you know what, why don't you just do what you're born to do? You know, you have it in your DNA, it's always been there. So why don't you just go all out for it?
Good. Like that's amazing. My dad is a civil engineer. So when people ask me, I'm like, well, my dad's a civil engineer, but he used to be a military civil engineer. You know, so I guess, and you know, it's one of those things when we come back, we will talk physics, we will talk maths. You know, I think it was work. So, you know, when you think about all those analyses and everything, so when people ask me now, I'm like, well, I guess my dad gave it to me, you know, so kindred spirits on that one. Not that my dad was an interior architect by any chance, no. But at least floor plans, designs, lighting, all of those things he did them. So, yay!
Great. So we have something in common.
I'm telling you. Great stuff.
Because my biggest motivation, like I always say, is basically transforming spaces, regardless what it is. Transforming spaces, look, you know, bringing spaces alive, basically, has always been my passion. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So since starting off, what would you say has been like a big challenge for you that you're like, these last 2 years?
Okay, I mean that's a brilliant question. For me, I would say acceptability. People willing to accept you for what you're doing. A lot of people knew me more as an event person. So, me now saying, hey, I'm
I
not
do this
just
now.
restricting myself to event. This is what I really do right now, had been a challenge. And for me, what I would say has really stood out for me in that case has been the fact that over my 10, over a decade that I have been working, I've been able to establish relationships with people in different sectors and different industries. And thank God, I've been very credible in the course of my work. So I would say character has been a big factor in getting me up to speed with a lot of things I've been able to achieve so far in our 2 years of Lignum. So people know that they know what actually I stand for in terms of quality, deliveries, and all whatnot. So yeah, that actually helped me a lot. And I would say number two challenge would be workforce. Your job you're not as good as your workforce. Let me put it that way. The people that work with you go a long way to get your job done. You might be superstar, creative, and all that, but if you don't have the right people within your grasp, they are not going to be able to communicate or translate, your deliverables as the case might be. So you probably might be good as an individual, but if you don't have the right people working with you, that obviously would be a big problem. And so far, so good. We're still in the journey, no doubt. But of course, we are also very, very careful on the people we hire to join our team, be it on contract or full-time staffs as well. Yeah, and I would like to also say this, because every time you have to hire people, there's always the challenge of, oh, how do you tell you're hiring the right people and all that? It's always a challenge. It would always be a challenge. But I think I've just been lucky and blessed. My wife is a HR practitioner also, and trust me, she's good at her game. So yeah, so she has actually helped a lot in, trying to identify the best available hands out there. But again, yeah, it's you can only reduce the risk you get, but of course, improve your chances of getting the right people. Basically, it's, artisans are always they're always a big problem if you'd ask me. So we also indulge in trainings for these artisans. We want people to do things the Lignum way, the way we do our things. So it's still a journey. We're not there yet. We're still working on it, but we're actually focused and tailoring all our deliverables towards that direction.
That's nice. And it's great to have, your wife being HR. It definitely, definitely. No, I'm
Yes,
telling
yes,
you the
yes.
truth. Like, um, so I was gonna ask you. So for people that are starting out and they don't have spouses that are in
Mm-hmm,
HR and
mm-hmm.
need to hire, what would you advise them? How would you advise them to go about it?
Okay, so what I did, or what I usually do in addition, is sometimes you have a few people that have come to work for you before, and for some strange reason, I'm sure there are one or two people you like, and you think, "Oh, he's quite good at his job," or you like his attitude towards work, stuff like that. You could always ask them, like, do you know somebody that does this, or do you have somebody that does this? This is also an alternative way in which you can also get a few artisans. And then, of course, it's also important that you also meet with people in the same industry with you. Um, there are a lot of good people out there, who obviously would be willing to advise you, give you some lead, as the case might be, on who to speak with or who you could try and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just about the individual opening up himself and being free spirited to ask questions when you think you don't know, and not act like you rather just want to do everything yourself, really, because no man is an island.
I really like that. The other thing I was going to add to it is that, you know, especially for the HR bit. So one of the things we did when we were starting out, before we had our own in-house human resource person, you know, you grow, then you have money that you can now hire. But one of the things that we did was that, you know, especially if you were in the workforce before, you have relationships, you have friends that are in HR, you have friends that have hired before. So what I did was I would invite maybe 4, 5 of those friends that I know I've hired before, and I'll just be like, oh, please, the Saturday work for you? Yes. Can you spare me 3 hours? Yes. Okay. I'm going to interview these people. I'll send them the CVs, and they'll come and sit with me. So that the things that I don't see, you know, I may see someone and be like, oh my God, this person looks great for the role. But they would ask questions that I have no idea about. So, and they've helped me in growing the team. Now we have, you know, our own in-house HR person, so I'm not dealing with that as much.
You don't have to worry over that again.
You know, I'm now towards the tail end of the hiring. But I'm just saying, for people that are starting out as well, like, you don't need to have your own HR in case you don't have access to someone like that. And you most likely can't even afford to hire them. You know, it's best to get like friends, support system, and they will be your eyes in seeing if there's anything that you're missing out.
Yeah, the more reason why I did mention it's important people open up and speak. You know, don't act like an island, you know, ask questions, ask people, speak with people, you know, if you need help, you need support, don't be scared to. I mean, 1 or 2 people might turn you down, but it's not enough reason for you to give up or, you know, throw in the towel. You know, you just ask. There are a few good people out there.
There are. And I realize that Nigeria is actually very supportive. I think it's just how you present it. The way you present it, you will most likely get the support that you're looking out for. That's my opinion.
True.
That's my experience.
True.
Okay, so I know you've been watching this live sessions. Today is our final day. You know.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we're ending this in the evening by 6 p.m.
I feel sad already.
You know,
to be honest.
Please go on.
To be honest, I actually had struggled, you know, trying to follow all the sessions, to be honest. But I'll be really honest with you. Everybody I got the chance to listen to have been brilliant. I mean, I've been really encouraged and pleased, you know, by not just the turnout, but of course, the deliverables of most of your guests. You know, I like the fact that they're open to sharing. Nobody is scared. And it shows that people are actually beginning to understand what it means to not just run a business, but also to the importance of collaborating. For me, I think it's just very key and important, if you'd ask me.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Hey guys, I've seen all the No, so this session is not our final, it's our semi-final. The final is happening in the evening. You know, and thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much. It's been amazing that they're very open to share, and it's also been encouraging. You can imagine if people have come on and they were very guarded, and questions, they just give you surface answers and like, the Spirit of the Lord has been doing it. It wouldn't have been worth it. So obviously, a very big thank you to every single person and you for agreeing.
And many thanks to you. Many thanks to you. I mean, if not for you, I'm sure this platform wouldn't be existing. So yeah, you have created the opportunity for us to learn a few things, which is good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so based on that, so for me, there are some things that I'm already like, I've learned this, I've learned that, I'm going to do this differently, I'm going to make this decision. What are some of the lessons that you've learned from these sessions, and which ones are you looking at that? You know what, I'm definitely implementing this one.
Okay, for us as an organization, we have been, we've actually been working with a few tools to be honest, to aid our deliverables. But I mean, we find ourselves in really trying times as we speak right now, and many questions have been asked. What next post-COVID? What next post-COVID? I obviously have been privileged to speak with a few people, both locally and internationally. And for me, I would say, if you'd ask me, we would be paying more attention to the use of more technological tools, safety, of course, and our ability to be able to also, improve in our customer service, because I think that is very, very, very key towards the progress of any business, if you'd ask me.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so my next question is, have you ever tried to collaborate before, and what was the outcome?
Okay, yeah, we have tried collaborating before, and the outcome was good. The outcome was good. My first commercial project, I actually had to collaborate because, like I did mention, no man is an island. So, I just have to say thumbs up to Jennifer of JSED. Yeah, she was really helpful on that journey. So it was good. It was quite interesting. I'm looking forward to many more. Yeah.
So who did you collaborate with? What was the project about? Do you want to give us a story behind it?
Okay. So basically, we had this project with a communication technology company, to be precise, IPNX, and they bought off a carcass somewhere in GRA Keja. They needed us to renovate the space and make it look more functional for its employees. And yeah, so we stepped in from day one. We got in the brief, Jennifer was also around to help and give a few leads and direction as regards to what we're looking to achieving. So and that went well. I mean, that went well. There's still going to be many more collaborations because we know that there are certain projects we are actually gunning for, where we'll need certain professionals to step in to see out its execution, because obviously we obviously can't do it all. So areas where we think we need professionals in this area, in that area, yes, we're looking to bringing them on board. So yeah, we look forward to many collaborations, many more collaborations to come.
Okay, great. So I know that you're a member of IDAN. How has that association helped you?
How's it helped? Big ups to IDAN, I would say, first and first. It's a good association. I've never been in an association before. So even stepping into this space, what actually prompted me was, you know what, Alex, forget about the fact that you have wealth of experience working previously. Forget the fact that you probably might be talented, you're creative. Forget it. You just humble yourself and try to learn how you're getting into a new space. You need to understand how things are being done here. We all know Nigeria is an emerging market, so Nigeria is an emerging market, and the way you will do things globally is different from how you do things locally. So it's very important you understand the challenges in that line of business and try to associate yourself with those who are already existing in that line of business before you stepped in, So IDAN actually has helped in knowing you, Fola.
Yes, we met at
IDAN. and of course, I like what IDAN is doing, trying to also help its members, building capacity building, having lecturers from Lagos Business School coming to take you on this, take you on that, refresher stops, because the truth is, most times, I bet you we just spend the most of our time, trying to get in the briefs, just working, executing projects and stuff like that. It's equally important to develop yourself simultaneously, even though learning on the job goes a long way as well. But, being in a common space with other professionals in line with what you do, and then learning key elements and factors that would help, push the business up. I mean, it's very, very important. And Aidan has actually done great in that area. So yeah, big up to Aidan.
Nice. My next question would be for people that are thinking, is this interior design for me? Is it not for me? Should I get into this industry? And they want to start out. Because sometimes, you want people that people can relate with. So if somebody that's done 13 years in the industry is sitting down talking and saying, it may be difficult because for them, they're like, oh, that was 13 years ago. So many things have changed in the last 13 years. But you have a more recent experience. How would what are the pitfalls that you advise them to avoid, to not get into? What are the pitfalls that you've seen and you're like, you know what, these are the things I know that they're likely to happen. This is how to avoid it.
So if I understood you clearly, this question basically is for those looking to venturing into the interior business, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
People that are looking to venture, people that are afraid. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I should do this. Entrepreneurship is not easy. I'm going to now have no salary. This is not going to be my only bread and butter. So what pitfalls would you advise them not to fall into it?
So basically, I'll say this first. For any one person who is looking to venturing into the interior design industry, I would say you should have a supporting source of income first, so you don't have to starve, if you get what I mean. And then you must also be passionate about going into the space as well. So for a lot of people, I think fear has been a major constraint. So I would say you must believe in what you're about to venture into first. You must be efficient in the course of your deliverables as well too, because it is very important and it's going to come in handy in the course of you coming into this business. Along the way, obviously, you should expect a lot of mistakes, because we obviously made a lot of mistakes. We've taken up projects where, in between, we somehow got stuck because we went outside the budget, and then we had to, request for variation, so, I mean, these are things, you need to also look out for. Take, for example, a client can send you a brief, and then you send a quote for the brief, and only for you guys to get to the final stage for approval. After a lot of back and forth and presentation, you get to the final stage of approval, and then there's a halt. So probably the client isn't getting back to you, or there's just no communication as regards to the project. But you should also understand that the cost of materials varies from time to time. So probably what you have stated there, by the time the client is ready, the prices would have changed. So there always have to be certain clauses you need to have in the course of sending out your invoice. This invoice is valid for this period of time and subject to change. I also think people should get their books right, have a proper contract written. Also ensure that your tax documents, because I mean, if you say you're going into a business, I'd like to believe you should be thinking and dreaming big.
Yep.
There's so many companies out there who obviously wouldn't award you a contract if you don't have certain documents in place. So I would say not just only register your business with CAC, but also ensure that you have every documentation right from your tax down to whatever it is you need, for the business properly done. You might think it's a waste of time, but someday it will play out. Someday it will call. So always be ready. I would say to you, always be ready. Talent isn't just sufficient. You need to also think about the business side of it. So, you also have to carve a niche for yourself. And then also knowledge is key. You need to constantly see knowledge. For me, I've had to do project management. I've had to get a certificate also in construction and project management as well. So yeah, I mean, learning is key, and you never stop learning. I mean, it's a continuous thing. You learn every day, be it locally or whenever you're out there. Yeah.
Great. So I'm interested to know, how did you handle the situation where, you were doing the project, you went over budget, and now you have to do a variation reconciliation. How were you able to manage that? I hope that didn't affect and how did it affect your relationship with the client?
Okay, so good thing was this. This project, for example, was a project that I had a good relationship with the company. It's a company I've worked for many years back. So I've done good stuff for them. They know me very well. So that helped me. I spoke with the chiefs in the company, made them an email and told them this is the situation on ground. We have exceeded the budget, and this is the variation. Even though I was skeptical to put the whole variation, like I said, we all make mistakes. It's a learning curve. Even though I was scared to put the whole variation, which my business had incurred, I put a fraction of it, and it went through a certain process. Eventually, it was honored. But I would say to upcoming interior designers, never be scared to put in the whole thing. Never be scared to put in the whole thing. The company could choose to honor it all or honor a fraction, but they would be realistic in their decision. That is for sure. So you must also, very importantly, stick to the client's budget. Very importantly, every aspiring interior designer must ensure that you stick to the scope of job description. There's always the tendency of you wanting to do more. There's always that tendency you want to express yourself more. But I mean, we need to be honest to ourselves. There's a budget, and you don't want to go bankrupt. So in as much as interior designer, there's that temptation, there's that desire to want to do more for your clients. Always learn to stick in line with the job description, what is expected and what is expected from you on that project.
Wow.
In line with that budget. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I really like what you said about also making sure that there's a clause in your invoice, your invoice and quotation. How long will your invoice or quotation be valid for? We've had a similar situation. This happened about 2-3 years ago. We had quoted for someone's home in Abuja. We sent the quotation maybe we sent this quotation in April. The person did not, they just collected it and said, thank you, blah, 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 and that was it. We didn't hear back from them. Maybe it's our fault. Maybe we should have followed up. Just say, oh. And then, let's say September, we just got an alert in our account. When we got the alert, like, who is this? They sent us an email saying, oh, and guess what? They paid us everything 100%. They sent us an email saying, oh, by the way, we're not ready to go ahead with this project, blah, blah, blah. And they credited our account. But the prices are changed.
I know.
the question there was, would we go back to them and say, oh, sorry, that money that you paid, can we send it back to you because it's no longer valid? But our invoice and our quotation did not state how long the validity of that thing, of what the quotation was. So for them, it was just a thing of, oh, okay, you've quoted this, we're saving towards it. We now have this money. We don't want to give you a percentage, so we don't spend out of it. So they took the whole thing, 100%, and paid us. We had to do the project based on that quotation because it then also became an integrity thing, because you don't want to go back and it looks like, oh, is it because I paid you? That's why you're coming back and telling me stories. So we did the project. Needless to say, it wasn't profitable, because so many things had changed. It was like a 4-month span from when we sent that quotation. Obviously, we learned from our mistakes, and since that time going forward, we will even tell you, please do not credit our account without a final conversation, so that if we come back to you, it's right there saying, please do not credit if we've not had a final conversation. So don't say, oh, so thank you so much for bringing that up, because it's very easy to omit it or even assume that everybody should know that your quotation is going to carry a clause. So thank you so much for that. Now we're going to go into comments and questions, and I'm just going to go all the way to the top. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining. Okay, I think we've answered this. What has been the most challenged so far? So we've answered that question.
Sorry?
Hi. So the question was, what has been the challenge so far? But I'll say we've answered that question.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, so
I mentioned acceptability and workforce, basically,
And workforce. Hi, Jennifer, Design Biz Coach. She's here. Hello. Alex is my guy. That's from Jennifer. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry today. It's been a. Thank you so much. Casey says the platform has been so impactful to all of us. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm running to us, and I said that's design business coach, guy in construction. Okay, Pet Firm Design says, how does one get to join IDA? So this is what I'm going to say. Pet Firm, please keep your questions. The president of IDA is coming in for 6 p.m. today, so you can hear from the horse's mouth by yourself. So join us at 6 p.m. and just ask her that question. I'm sure she'll be very happy to answer that question. And Sadeli says, has Lignum Design done any projects outside Lagos or Nigeria? How did you manage it in terms of execution, smooth execution?
Okay, so yes, we have done. We've done certain projects outside Lagos, but certainly not outside Nigeria yet. And what we did was we need to find local artisans at our various destinations, because having to pick an artisan, for example, from your home of abode, so to say, Lagos, and moving them to different locations can be pretty expensive. You need to also factor cost of feeding, accommodation, and all what for that duration. So what we did was most times if we get projects outside Lagos, we look for local artisans that we believe can actually deliver to our specification. And of course, it also requires us to, monitor and follow toe to toe everything that has to be done, because these are not artisans that are actually trained in our own way, as the case might be. So yes, that's how we handle that.
Okay, Pet Firm says, I've been in the industry for 12 years now. I have never been in an association too. The market is so big and need people to steer it. I totally agree with you. Supporting source of income is very vital. This is from Tax Interiors. Pet Firm says, passion in the industry is essential. Can we art interiors, oh no, the art interiors. Can we have a list of basic required documents needed? Did you get that?
Sorry, come again.
The art interiors, she's
Okay.
saying or he's saying, can we have a list of basic required documents needed?
Okay. I mean, the required documents needed to starting up a business is pretty basic. First thing first, you have to get the business registered with CAC. You also have to, of course, open a corporate account for your business, get a TIN number. You also have to get your tax certification as well. What else? I think that's pretty much, pretty much about it. And maybe an org structure, basically, for the organization. Yeah.
Like an organogram.
More like it, an organogram, yeah.
Okay, great.
I don't know if I'm missing out anything you could add.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. What else could there be? I think that's pretty much it. I suspect there are more documents, but honestly, off the top of my head, I can't seem to think of any right now. Sorry,
but again, let me just put this also. Also take into cognizance for those who are equally starting up that if you would be embarking on any projects, fiscal structure as the case might be, you need to also get in touch with the local government for approval and all that, because at some point, permits, because at some point you just see this guy sneaking down to your site, and then probably shutting it down or demanding or making certain requests and stuff like that. So you also have to be conscious when you're finalizing with your clients on these things as well too.
That's a great point. We've had a similar experience as well. So great point is go to it's the Lagos State. What's their name now? I've forgotten their name.
The construction management.
Yes, they're construction, but they're called. The life of me. There's one on Ilupeju, so we have a contract with someone in Ilupeju. We usually just go there. They'll help us go to, even if our site is in Lekki, VI, wherever it is. They will then tell us who we should speak with, and they will tell us, okay, this is how much, this is what it costs, this is the document. We put it as part of the quotation that we're presenting to the client, like, CEO, we're going, so now from the get-go, ensure that renovation permit is part of your quotation. Otherwise, you may end up having to pay for it from your own margin or professional, from your pocket, from your professional fees or whatever it is. So thank you for bringing that up. Home Affairs Interior says, must a contract be done by a lawyer or can one use a template?
Okay, I mean, I would advise you get a lawyer to put together a contract. But again, if you can't get a lawyer, your startup, you could always get a template and make the required tweaks needed for it. But in my own case, I have a lawyer. My brother-in-law is a lawyer, so it makes it a lot more easier for me.
Your family, you have lawyers, you have human resources. Oh my God. Lucky you, huh? Okay. Chudi says, where did you get your certification in construction?
Okay, from University of Cape Town. That's where we got our certificate for construction.
Okay, great. Chudi, I hope you got that. Alex. Oh, I think this is for you. From Moranica. I think it's for you. Henry Extant says, how do you document your previous projects for future references?
How do we document our future projects? Sorry, I didn't get that clearly.
Your previous projects for future references.
Oh, okay. How do we document our previous projects for future references?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I would say first and first, I'm a little bit bad on social media. So we have a lot of projects we've done, which we have not posted yet. But of course, we do have an archive, a folder where we have a collection of our works. So yeah, it's very important you have a folder, designated to this. And of course, I also advise every upcoming designer to leverage on social media as well, where you can actually have this, because the internet never forgets. So yeah, I mean, that can serve as a good platform to document your work as well. But this time, after this, I will do more, trying to post more of our works up there for people to see. Yeah.
That'd be great. Thank you so much. Apps Design Build has come back to give us clarity. So it's either from the Lagos State Building Control Agency or the local town planning authority. That's where you get that renovation permit from.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this will be this will be our last question. How do you manage employees in a season like this, considering the situation of things presently? This is from Ogudep for Tosin Tima.
Okay. So for us, we are a small organization. We're a lean organization. So for now, I'm still paying my team their salaries. I haven't cut down on that. But we are still working, because we had projects we were working on before the lockdown, and we also have projects we are equally working on in the course of this lockdown. So yeah, we've for me as an individual, it's been a struggle, because I'm at home and you have the kids around too. So your time and attention is split. It's split. But we're still working. We're working remotely. There's irregular feedback from my team on where we are, what exactly we're doing, tweaks that needs to be done. So we have this regular interface, either by Zoom, WhatsApp, as the case might be, phone calls where needed. Yeah, so we have been working remotely, actually. So it hasn't been much of a problem, even though I miss going out. So I can't wait to get back to the site, to be honest. But we've been doing more of designing since the lockdown.
I can tell you for free. I think going to sites, I always say it's therapeutic. I'm definitely missed it. I can't wait. I'll probably just stay a whole day on the site first to say, you know what? I need to help you.
Thank God I'm out.
Thank you so much, Alex, for agreeing to do this. Thank you.
I think there was a question from a certain Fred Rigo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we do have quite a number of questions, but if we're going to take them, we would have to exceed the 1 hour mark. If you're happy with that, I'm happy with it.
So, sorry, I can't hear you. I think I lost you for a bit. Can you hear me?
So I was saying that, yes, I was saying that we can take this question, but we need to log out and come back for us to be able to take this question. So let me just log out and then we'll come back. You can't hear me.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so we'll be back in like 1 minute or less. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's fine. That works.
All right, guys. See you in a minute. Thank you.
Hi guys, hi everyone. Hi Tasty. Hi Morenike. Hi Ish Ede. Hi Tamnom. Hi, Tessach Interiors. Hi, Peggy Man. Hi, Fred Erigo. Kule Osundu. Hi, guys. No, sorry, your Mex. I can't add you to live right now. Only our guests will be coming to live, please. Oh, thank you so much, Custom Floors. Thank you. Hi, Emerald Uch. Thank you. Hey, I can hear you calling my name. Flaky. Hi, Tessie. So we're just waiting for our guests. For those of you that are just joining, this is Designer's Perspective, and my name is Folakemi Oloye. Thank you, Fred. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's inspiring interior designers will have cold feet. I agree. I've even gotten messages from people saying that they even want to go and start, like they were doing interior design before, but now after listening to quite a number of sessions, they've decided that, you know what, they can still do it. So it's really been awesome. I'm just really happy to see a lot more people get their courage back and see that it is not magic, you know. Thank you, Henry. We're waiting for Alex of Lignum. So immediately he comes on, we'll continue the conversation, and I will be sure to ask your question. Ayofe, thank you so much. I saw your comment earlier, but Alex was talking and I couldn't cut him off. So thank you so much for such kind words. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Harry. You're welcome. I'm not sure where Alex is gone. Let me send him a message. We're waiting for Alex. Hopefully he should be on any minute now. Let's see. No, sorry guys, I can't let you into the live chat. Sorry people. The live chats are for only our guest. Hi, Pekfem. I hope I pronounce your company's name right. I really do hope so. Yeah, so Alex, we're waiting for you. Thank you, Teal Harmony, for the opportunity to learn. I feel satiated. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Interiors and Architecture 2019. Thank you. Thank you. We're trying to reach Alex, so we'll know what's going on, because I don't want to answer those questions because I'm not sure they are our question. They're my questions. So wait for Alex. It's Alex's perspective that we're looking for. Hi, Fumi. Hi, Fumi. Alex says he can't see us. He can't see me. I'm not sure what's going on. Interior designers, we're waiting for you in the inner circle. DM for details. Okay, so it looks like Alex is going to come up any minute now. Yes, and we are live. Oh, Tessage, don't worry.
There's the replay. So Alex is here. Yes, yes. That's just into. Ah, finally.
Finally,
We
I
were
really
all
don't know
looking
why
for
the
you. We're like,
network.
where's Alex?
I'm here. I'm here.
I know the Alex. I said the Alex. The network can be a bit. Yeah. Okay. So we'll continue. Henry Extra says, how do you pay your tax after delivery of the project?
Okay, so for us, most times the companies we deliver this project to, they usually request for our TIN number and they pay the tax, so they make the deductions directly before making payments to us. So yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Fred Erigo says, how have you been able to manage the challenge of this lockdown period?
Okay, so we actually have, like I did mention earlier on, our team have been working remotely. So we've
Yeah.
been spending more time working on designs and equally developing ourselves as a team. So it's been more working on previous projects and upcoming projects alongside also we availing ourselves on new tools and new things we're looking to venturing into after the lockdown is over.
Great. Henry Extant says, what documents are to be ready when trying to get contracts from real estate companies?
Sorry, come again.
Henry Extant says, what documents are to be ready when trying to get contracts from a real estate company?
I mean, all the documents I've mentioned previously is more than sufficient, really. I don't think you need anything extra, to get anything from a real estate company. I think the documents I mentioned previously is more than enough, for you to progress with any real estate company out there.
All right. Jamie says, do you have any sort of performance bonus? How is it handled? Say for your full-time staff.
Okay, so what we do is, at the completion, or maybe what I've done so far is when I've been able to secure a particular project we probably have been working on, my team, usually mostly the project manager and my design architect, I usually give them a token just to say, well done, guys, just something to encourage them. During the Christmas period, we give them bonuses. I mean, depending on what the business has, we give out just little stuff just to encourage them from time to time, as we get on. So they also look out for more projects to come, more stuff to come. They're equally excited to have new projects on board.
Amazing. When Daisy of Gemini West, when she shared that they give out 10% of their profits, I was like, oh my God, that's definitely something.
Yeah,
For
really,
a lot more
that's a
a lot
lot.
more organizations to start imbibing. No, yeah, I get you. I don't know if it's a lot,
No, I mean that's good, really.
Okay, that's what you
Yeah,
meant. Yeah,
because
okay.
obviously as the business grows, you can afford to do more for your team, if you get what I
Exactly.
mean.
No.
But
So the
for
10% is not for her team. The
oh,
10% is
okay.
actually sort of like a CSR initiative.
Oh, right.
They did it as a CSR, and honestly, it was really inspiring. And it definitely made me start thinking in
Mm-hmm.
say, you know what,
Yeah.
it may not be such a bad idea to
true.
explore this as well. But obviously, in our own way, the way we interpret it best for us. So it may not necessarily be 10%, but definitely looking for a way to give back. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's good. Kudos to the team.
Yeah. Greenview Properties says, can you please mention those documents again?
Okay, so I did mention CAC, get the business obviously registered, get your a corporate account, get your TIN number, and your tax slip. I think that was pretty much all I mentioned, and then an organogram of your organization.
Great. So, last question. What's the first thing you're going to do after this lockdown?
I think first thing first, I probably might just zoom on the road first. No, but no, but on a serious note, first thing first, I'm not sure I'll be in a rush to want to step out, to be honest, because we have been working remotely, so yeah. But of course, because we have been in touch with some of our suppliers, cost of materials have gone up. The cost of materials have gone up, and a lot of things have changed. So this will affect a lot of things that previously existed. I did mention to you that we had some projects we were working on before this lockdown. So we'll have a review on these things as a result of a change in price and materials and other things we previously engaged our clients on. But of course, I will be looking forward, to be honest, to seeing how we're able to, recreate our spaces, with special emphasis on ensuring that the workspace is safe, safety, hygiene. We've been speaking with one of our partners outside the country over certain tools we're looking to imbibe in for corporate organizations when the lockdown is over. Like, for example, there's a detective, there's a box, like a chamber, that detects your temperature and also disinfects you before you step into a building, for example. These are some of the things we'll be looking to installing, in most offices, hopefully when this lockdown is over. And pretty much about it. Get back to work, really. It's what it is.
That's what it is. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much for accepting to come on this. And thank you for sharing. We've learned a lot. So thank you.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And then, guys, see you at 6 p.m. today. Tonight is our last of this lockdown series. So come. We'll be having Omon. Omon is the president of IDAN, the Interior Design Association of Nigeria. She will be on at 6 p.m. So come, let's share. Come with your questions. And Pet Fem Interiors, come with your question on how you want to join IDAN. She'll be very happy to answer it. And on that note, enjoy the rest of your Sunday and see you at 6 p.m. today. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.